Y'all, it's been a week since I first got to Mexico, and it's the way that there's so much that has happened in that week. Like, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, and I will be updating you guys on everything that happened. I think the biggest thing is a little scandal horror story that happened with the Airbnb that I was at that y'all saw. Like, aside from just the way it looked, like there was even more on top of it. And it was a lot. It was actually kind of traumatizing. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. But I figured I would take you guys along on a walk and show you, what it looks like to just, walk around Mexico City. It's been one of my favorite things to do, just walking here. I'm averaging like 12,000 steps a day. It's beautiful. And so I'm gonna go for a quick walk, take y'all with me, and then I'll probably find a park bench, sit and fill y'all in on everything that happened, because it's actually crazy. Like, you're gonna hear this story and you'll be like, it's crazy. But yeah, let's head out and go for a quick walk. If and when y'all decide to come here, you'll notice that there's just so much greenery around. There's so many trees. I think that really helps with not only the pollution, but also just to help it feel really like a lot cooler. So even on a hot day, like you're walking around the park and there's so many trees, and I love it. Like even on a bad day, I could walk around and they just make me so happy, like being in nature. So I'm coming up on the park right now, and I'm gonna show you guys. It looks so majestic. Okay, y'all, so I just found a seat at a park bench, and I want to fill you guys in on what exactly happened at the Airbnb and why it was such a horror story, because like that truly was crazy. So if you didn't watch my last video, or maybe my second to last video, I recently moved to Mexico City, and I moved about a week ago. And to start off, I got an Airbnb for 10 days because my sister and I, who I moved with, we were lucky enough, blessed, God came through, and we were able to find an apartment, but it doesn't start until November 3rd. So we still have 5 days. We still had 10 days where we needed to stay somewhere else before we were able to move into the place, right? So I got my own Airbnb because I'm on a different budget than everybody else, because as y'all know, I'm unemployed, right? So I just got a really affordable room, and I thought, it was gonna be okay. I would just somewhere to lay my head. I would be outside most of the time, spending time with my sister. I just thought it was gonna be whatever, right? So I showed y'all when I checked into that Airbnb, and I knew it was gonna be basic. I knew it. It was just a bed. It was just a little bit of storage. That's all I needed. But when I got there, why was it 10 times worse than what I expected? Like, it was bad. There was a huge, massive dent in the bed. Like, it was just giving like dungeon vibes. There was no sunlight coming in, and it was in the same room as the broiler, like the hot water boiler, broiler, I don't know, but whatever heats up the water for the showers and everything, right? So my friend Tias actually came over, and she was like, I was gonna help her store her bags, and I was walking her towards my room, and she's like, oh, you're gonna put our room in the kitchen storage? I'm like, no girl, this is my room. So just to give you guys an idea of like what exactly I was dealing with, and like the first night I was there, the shower did not have hot water. It was kind of just giving a little bit of grime, like it was giving grimy, and I just was like, I need to push through because I have no other alternative. I can't afford to book another place. And so I was like, I have to make it work, right? After the first night though, I did go and stay with 2 friends who were staying in town. They had another Airbnb, but they only had 2 more nights until they went back home. So I stayed with them for 2 nights, and while I was there, like when I was about to leave their place, I prayed. I said, Lord, please, if there's any way for me to not have to stay at this bookie Airbnb for the next 10 days, I would really, really greatly appreciate it. I didn't really know how it was going to come about. You know, my sister didn't really have space at her Airbnb. They were moving around a lot. Didn't know anybody else in the city. So I just didn't know how, I just didn't know how it was going to work out, right? But don't underestimate how God can move, okay? Like, God can really make ways out of no ways. You know what I'm saying? So one night I was sitting on my bed. I had just come back from dinner with my sister. It was about 11 p.m. and I'm sitting on my bed on my phone, right? All of a sudden, this gas-like smell starts to fill the room, okay? I think somebody was taking a shower, and so the boiler was working hard apparently to get the hot water, right? But this gas is filling this tiny room. There's no ventilation. All of a sudden, I get so weak, I get so lightheaded, and I kid you guys not, my legs started going numb. And I said, because I've heard stories of carbon monoxide poisoning. I've heard stories of people dying from that, especially in Mexico. And so I was like, no way. I leapt off of that bed so quickly, ran out to the hallway, like I literally was stumbling, trying to get some ventilation, realized there was no ventilation in that hallway. And so I'm like trying to catch my breath because my heart rate is starting to speed up at this point too. I'm like, this is really scary. And I go back into the apartment, I open the window, I'm sitting in front of the window in the living room, and I start calling my sister. But at this point it's 11:30. And so her and her fiance, they're not picking up. I'm like, I really need y'all to come through for me right now. But they were asleep. So I was like, what am I supposed to do right now? I start messaging the host. I'm like, hi, there's a strong gas smell filling the room. I'm feeling really weak, lightheaded. I don't feel comfortable staying here anymore, and I would like to get a refund so I can book somewhere else, right? They're getting back to me saying, can you please check that all the knobs on the stove are turned off? I'm like, yeah, they're turned off. I think it's coming from the broiler. And she's like, just make sure everything's turned off. I'm like, that's not helping me right now. It's not. And so I get on online with Airbnb support, calling up Airbnb safety support. And luckily they are being responsive to help me. And what they tell me is that they can put me in a hotel for 3 nights. But at this point it's midnight. So I'm like, let me just figure this out tomorrow. And then the next morning, right? Luckily that same day I had met 2 of my sister's friends who were also in Mexico City, right? But they were actually checking out the very next morning. But I texted them and I was like, can I please come stay with you for the night? And thankfully they did let me come and stay with them. And so I messaged Airbnb support and tell them that I will reach back out in the morning to get a new hotel for my stay, right? Okay. I hope y'all are tracking with me right now. I know I'm probably talking fast and I'm getting distracted by everybody that's walking by, but I hope you're following me. Okay, come morning time, I wake up to messages from Airbnb safety support saying they canceled my booking and that they scheduled a call to talk to me at 6 p.m. that day. So they canceled my booking without really asking me first, because yes, I did want to get out of there, but I still have all my bags. You guys saw all the bags I brought to Mexico because I literally am moving here, right? So I literally have 5 heavy bags. Tiesa and her boyfriend left bags in my room. So I literally have 7 bags. And now the host is messaging me saying, it looks like your reservation was canceled, so we need you to get your bags out of the room. But I don't have another one I don't have another accommodation set up, right? So I'm like, where am I gonna go? I spend the whole morning on the phone with Airbnb support trying to get them to help me rebook my room, and I don't know, it's like they were closed for the day. It really was so strange how I wasn't able to get any help from literally anybody. I was sending messages, nobody was responding, and I felt really abandoned at that point, honestly. And I was like, am I really gonna have to wait until 6 p.m. before I get somebody to help me? Like, that's when they scheduled my call, right? Luckily, Yemi and Ben, they moved to a new Airbnb that had a little bit more space, and so they did let me stay with them, but it was really disappointing how Airbnb still did not reach back out to me until 7 p.m. that night. And I guess to make a long story short, they ended up getting back to me saying, we'll give you $50 for dinner and book 3 nights at a hotel, and we'll reimburse you. So that's eventually what happened, and I'm currently at the hotel right now, which I'll show you guys when I go back. And I feel like God really knew I needed a win, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's like a 1-bedroom apartment, king-size bed, living room, all that stuff. But just like getting there, it was very exhausting, very emotionally draining. I really was like, what is going on right now? And I was like, for something as big as like gas poisoning, I felt like there should definitely have been more support, especially from Airbnb. So I really hope that all made sense. I really did. And moral of the story is, like, when you pray, like, don't doubt that God is hearing you, okay? Because in some way, even though this was like a very traumatic kind of way, he still got me out of that Airbnb, okay? And now I am in a place that's a lot better, like 10 times better, as you guys will see. So that was my Airbnb horror story. I hope that y'all, you know, take carbon monoxide poisoning very seriously when you come here. Maybe even bring a detector with you and put it in your room. And don't ignore signs and symptoms and weird smells whenever you're staying anywhere, because no, that was very scary. And I just thank the Lord that I was actually awake at that time and not sleeping, because I for sure would have passed out. Like, I don't know what that gas was, but I for surely would have passed out 100%. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for listening, if you're still listening right now. And I think I'm gonna continue on with my walk, and I'll show you guys around, and then I'll show you the hotel that I'm staying at after. Okay, thank you, bye. Okay, I'm actually gonna make a quick stop at a panaderia to get this matcha bread that Ben got this morning, and I had a little piece of it. So good. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna put you guys on right now to a new spot that you have to try next time you're in town, okay? I'll show you. This right here, y'all. What y'all know about this matcha bread? Like, it's so good. So good. Baby. Oh, baby.
Face test. That's the thing. It's like you could see it and then you'd be like, I'll come back tomorrow.
Well, Ben got it, and then I was like, I have to.
Oh, Ben got it?
Mm-hmm. Hi to Liz vlog. Please.
But like, where is the remnants of the
see the swirl?
They see the swirl.
Wow. Dang.
Oh, por Dios.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
The tres leches that we ate yesterday, ooh la la.
From Muchi Muchi.
Okay. Took too long to deliver.
Y'all, it's a couple hours later. It's about dinner time right now. We're about to head out and get empanadas, but look at this view right now. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Wow. I kind of want to see if those guys will wave back at me. Oh my. These look so good. Gotta dip it into the sauce. Really? You like it? Yeah. It's a good texture. Okay, y'all, I definitely forgot to show you the hotel once I got back yesterday because I got back pretty late, but I just want to show you guys how God really upgraded your girl and took me from that bookie Airbnb and got me this nice place for the past 3 days. I'm actually checking out right now, and I'm gonna go stay with my sister and them for the next 2 nights, but this is how God came through with the win for me. Let me show you. So it's an actual 1-bedroom apartment hotel, full kitchen, full fridge, everything. It's just 110,000 million times better than my last place, which I was just like, I don't know. That was a new low for me. King size bed. He knew I needed a win. He knew I needed a win. So this is where I've been enjoying for the past 3 nights. It's been really nice. Thank the Lord. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. Thanks for listening to my story time. Please bring a detector with you, a gas detector of some sort with you when you come to Mexico. I will for sure be purchasing one for when we move into our actual place. And what you should also bring with you, y'all, not to be too TMI, maybe bring a small bottle of Pepto-Bismol, okay? Maybe just a small bottle, okay? I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know if it's between the water and like the new bacteria maybe in the food. I don't know, but my stomach has been going through it for the past couple days, but I said I was gonna leave it there, so let me just leave it there. Pepto-Bismol and a carbon monoxide detector. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.